marathon and 2 long gravel rides on one weekend. And somehow I'm not completely wrecked. Today's story is about training smart, not just hard. Today's video is sponsored by COROS. And here's already the thing. I was already handing out COROS watches before I was even now working with them. Last year I gifted a COROS Pace to my best friend for his birthday. And then another one, because he was so happy with it, to my dad for Christmas last year. Because I really think this is the best bang for the buck watch, wearables, whatever out there. Doesn't mean I don't like to spend on my besties and family, but I want them to have the best tech without wasting cash on things that doesn't matter. And that's definitely why when COROS reached out, this partnership actually made big sense to me, because I was already gifting it. And now I'm a hardcore user for 4 weeks, and in today's video I show you my 2 favorite features: training load and battery life. Battery life, so important, as I don't want to stress myself about when I'm ultra training. Let's get into it.
I'ma hit you with the boy bye. You told me that I'm too closed off, but you know that I'm not involved with playboys. I don't wanna be your play toy. I can't let you flip through my pages.
Alright, my crazy people, I want to comment on the why run a loop thing. Isn't it a bit boring to just run the same route all over again? Actually, I don't think about these things too much when I'm running. Because I'm doing it for training aspect, I rather look for stupidity and the repetition of overcoming my mind as a challenge, and I think that's beautiful. So that's why I even look forward to run loops, and I did run marathons on just 400-meter track. So today's more like vacation in comparison to that. So I was looking forward to a sunny, still cold, but still sunny run. Not going to be the case. We arrived at the starting point. Less talking, more running, right? This is going to be our base for our loops. I tried to run a pace where I'm not going to be at a single time where I'm really pushing, more like really flowing and floating. And shoe of the day is going to be my very dirty triple white Saucony Hurricane. I'm still trying to figure out for my easy run if the Saucony or the New Balance 1080 is the one I love the most. I think they are quite similar, so I do like both of them. As you may know from one of my first videos, I do not like running with a heart rate strap, as I always felt like on my sternum this makes it gives some stress. I never wore a heart rate monitor then on the runs. And if I did try it on competitions, for example Challenge Almere. After 10k and really running zone 3, I needed to get this off my chest. Maybe it's just in my head, I don't know, but I gave it to Manuel, just ran without a heart rate monitor then. And this is obviously not the best thing to do in a competition, because the heart rate, even though the watches, they have pretty good heart rate monitors right now, still it's not as quick and reliable as a heart rate monitor, which is just proper meant to just work as a heart rate monitor. So I'm very happy, and now really wouldn't tell you if I didn't use it for now 3 weeks, is the COROS upper arm heart rate monitor. And I do use this now on my runs, I do use this on my rides. Of course, I'm not a tech reviewer, I didn't do the test of is it as accurate as a chest heart rate monitor, but I'm sure if COROS, you know, is advertising it like it and also selling it, I'm sure not so many athletes would jump on this train and use it if it wouldn't be reliable. And it's the same monitor basically, and you have some proper veins over here in the upper arm. Finally, I can use a heart rate monitor while running. Let's end with a fit check. Beanie from Oakley, as you can see. Oversized tee I did wear some years ago. New Balance Thermo Bib. 4 degrees, so we got 61%. So make a guess, what kind of percentage will my COROS Pace Pro have after the training marathon of, I think I will need like 3 hours and 40 minutes today. I would say should be like 5%, minimum 5% maybe. So of course we listen to some music, we listen to some of my own playlists if you didn't know. As most of you did like my music choice in the videos, I did prepare 2 playlists. One of them is going to be on today, which is chat pace, as this is really meant for runs like today, where we just run in a pace where we could chat. So it also helps you to not get pushed too much by the music and rather have enjoyable, good stuff. Now we are really ready. So we are on our 3rd round now, 70 kilometers in. Yeah, average heart rate 145, average pace 4:57. I feel good, I have to say. I did expect me to run a bit slower. I did make one mistake in the beginning. After the first round, I did take almost my full water bottle, and I forgot that it was 90 grams of carbs that I prepped in it, and I also took some bites of energy bar. So I did take like 100 grams of sugar at once, and you know, I think while running I would think 60 grams of carb in an hour is where I could aim at, because while riding on the bike it's not that your stomach is moving all the time. I think you can take a bit more. Like I aim at 100 grams of sugar there per hour, but taking 90 at one spot, the 10k after, I was not in a good spot. I was in a bad mood, having some stomach issues, but now I'm starting to digest it and feel fine. And yeah, I look forward, as I'm now a bit smarter once again. So I got some friends over here. They are celebrating. They're saying like, didn't we see him 3 times already? I mean, now they are here to celebrate my 11k subs on YouTube. Pretty sure about that. So thank you for the continuing growth. And yeah, I would say we get Aiko off the bike and he is allowed to join us running now, as we want to do 20 today. It fits with my remaining time, so we keep vlogging while running. But let's plan the marathon loop together. Alright, so as you may know from one of the Cape Town videos, I'm actually a big fan of Strava Premium or Pro. I really think it's overpriced in Germany with like, I think 75 bucks a year. That's quite heavy for what you get, because I think mainly Strava as free software, as free app is nice for most of the features, and the Pro features are mostly unnecessary except the route planning. What I do is I go into Strava, so I go to maps. I'm very sorry, but my Strava is in German. Then you have a map, and I have activated the heat maps, as you can see down in the bottom right corner there. This is where most people are running now. It's an artificial channel where ships go to the North Sea, and it's quite nice to run because it's just straight, and you have some water, you have some forest, and actually nothing that can stop you, like traffic lights, etc. So I like to run there as well. I'm looking at this area here because I want to go somewhere with the car, park it easily and have my bottles, my water over there. my camera so I can take you along. Then I'm looking for something like a loop, so I don't need to run like for the marathon 21 kilometers in one direction and take all the water and gels, etc. with me. So I'm looking for something like 4 to 7K as a loop, so I always have hydration and glycogen refill. Just start by making a route, and then I just try to figure out a loop. I could stop here, for example, and then go back, and then I will try to go back. This could actually work just immediately. Yeah, it's 6.75K. That means we need to run this 6 times and a bit. This is actually perfect. Then just save it, say marathon loop, and then this is connected to my COROS easily because I just did connect COROS and Strava. So I open up the COROS app, sync it once, and I always had issues with the other brand I was using before. The synchronization was just taking forever. But now I just easily go in the routes, then top right corner, and then you can see already there is a marathon training loop on top. So I just open it, and then I can just easily say sync it to my Pace Pro. Could do the same tomorrow with the ride. And now it's even done transferring already. So very easy. But that's how easy the synchronization works, from planning it to Strava to just send it to my COROS. I hope this helps for some of you how I do my route planning.
So we got 30K in, still goes well, but I can feel that the stride length is really shortening now, which makes it harder to maintain the same pace with the same effort. So you either drop the pace or you increase the effort. Not sure what I'm going to do.
So I could drop out because he's not feeling well. You have to listen to your body, guys. We drink something for the last time. We got like 1.5 rounds to go, so like 9K. Sun setting. Let's get it! Hey Siri, play the playlist Chat Pace.
I used to think training hard meant always going full gas. More volume, more intensity, more of everything. But that only got me injured and stuck in cycles of training burnout. The real key, training smarter, not harder. Today is Wednesday and I want to talk about last weekend's ultra training. Life has been hectic lately, and so I figured out I'd sit down and talk to you guys instead of trying to vlog between all the trainings, because that actually would not have worked out. So I stacked 3 key training sessions together: a marathon followed by 2 low intensity with some sweet spot gravel rides. But the interesting part is that it's now Wednesday, as I said already, and I feel fresh. I was even training the past 2 days, didn't need to take a rest day, and that after a marathon. That's the proof that the approach I'm doing right now is working. It's not about how hard you go on one day, it's about how consistent you can be over months and years without being injured, without being burned out. That's why I shifted my training focus to balancing training load. Training hard enough to make progress, but also holding back when needed, so I don't dig myself into a hole. And that's exactly where tracking tools like COROS can really make lovely add-on to your general feeling. Look, I don't follow a strict structured training plan. A lot of my training is based on feeling, asking myself how I feel, because at the end of the day, no watch or app knows your body better than you do. Wearables should be a tool to support your intuition, not replace it. For example, if my COROS watch would show me that my training load is still high, but I feel recovered, of course I might still push a session. And on the other hand, if my numbers say I'm fine, but my legs feel trashed, I'm not feeling good, I take that as a sign to back off. Data and variables are valuable, but self-awareness is key in training. So if there is one thing you take from this, it's don't think about training in single sessions. Think about in weeks, months, or even years, and avoid the cycle of going too hard, burning out, and then needing to deload all the time.
All right, let's go on the longer ride now. And now is at 58% of battery. And I think if we go 4 hours, it would lose not more than 3%. Enjoy the sunny day, but it is still cold, I have to say.
We bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change.
It is way colder than it looked like for my flat.
Fame, you must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights, lights. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. We put the nets up in the lines, now we high. Kaleidoscope of colors beaming from my eyes.
This is just a beautiful place to train. You don't get honked by cars. There are no traffic lights.
Recipes, you hit the top, all you left with is the memories. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
We are now 1.5 hours in. I feel now quite recovered. Not even 48 hours after the marathon. I will ride like another hour or 1.5 in zone 2. And then I will do the last hour a bit higher in intensity.
Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change. Keep the change. They hate and say we went and changed. Why stay the same? You must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights, lights.
This is really my go-to gravel forest, and it's just amazing. There should be a gravel race here someday. So I'm now 2.5 hours in, and it went so fast, so quick. 2.5 hours gone. And I feel like on a road bike sometimes quite the opposite. On top comes that I didn't pick a route, so I'm really more like exploring. I think that also helps that the training, especially the longer ones, go down way quicker.
So we are done. Yeah. 57 is the battery life after a 3.5 hour ride. And now get back to the start. What did we have? 58. It was 1% in 3.5 hours. Okay, it was sunny, but yeah, there's a solar panel on top. But 1%, that's crazy. This thing is perfect for bike rides, for bike packing, for long rides, or even just for lazy people like me that don't want to load their things every night and more like every 2 or 3 weeks. And so this is a Rose Backrod FF, a German brand. It is a race gravel bike, so definitely more aero than other endurance gravel bikes. That's why I got it, to maybe do some gravel races, but now I really use this for my comfortable training rides, my lit rides, when I just want to be out in nature. And yeah, I really do like the color because it fits perfect to gravel. I'm very bad at cleaning it. I'm running it on 55mm mountain bike tires just for winter, because I'm not doing any races, just to have really no punctures and just have comfortable rides. It feels like you are riding on suspension, even though you aren't. I got the Shimano GRX group set on it, the one from last year, the gravel group set. And what I like about is electronic buttons at the handlebars, so I can scroll the COROS Dura while still keeping my hands on the bar. As you can see on the POV footage, there is a Aero one-piece cockpit from Rose on it. It's stock. I just slammed the stem to the minimum I could do. The wheels are from Rose by stock, the 50mm Rose. But the only thing is the hub sound is non-existent, and sometimes, for example today, with all those people on the side, it would have been easier. They could have heard me, and you don't need a bell. Yeah, maybe I need to change them at one point. Selle Italia Elite saddle on it. Helmet, glasses, you know already. Oakley Kato, POC, summer helmet. Then, as it was really cold, I got a scarf from MAP. And as you know, I either wear MAP or PA, Normal Studios, and some people I think are more consistent to one brand, but I like to mix both of them because I just don't think about it too much. Then we got this beige Normal gilet or vest with a MAP long sleeve on it, the MAP Alt Cargo gravel bib, base layer below, because it was really cold. Yeah, do like the colors of this one, these Normal overshoes, and yeah, that's it.
So if you open the app, they have a lovely UX UI. If you look at the week, you can see that my training load is quite low, as I did some minor trainings. I was on a 20k run yesterday, but now I can check last week's training load. Last week I was at a training load of 1300. So in that suggested area. And if you actually check here, learn about training load, it is explained how this works. COROS calculates a training load at every workout, and it combines exercise volume, for example the distance or the time, and the intensity, for example the heart rate, the pace, the what you put out. So the training load represents both together and the stress your body is subjected to have from that training. And then they put it together in a week, and then they recommend something where you should aim at regarding your past trainings. And of course, if I use the app longer, it will get just better. And you can see that last week I had some personal stuff to do, some private, some work-related stuff. I wasn't even able to train at 2 days. Then the Friday was kind of hard with the marathon, big training load, and then the longer gravel ride was. How does this help? It gives you a training status by that. So that means that right now they say, okay, my form is maintenance. I'm not really... Starting from tomorrow, I will be on a training camp in the Dolomites. So we'll have longer, very long rides. That means I know that a lot of training load is coming at the weekend, so I can balance and will definitely be in the suggested area. Let's look at the marathon. The marathon was exactly 3 hours and 30 minutes. I even expected myself to be lower and more chill. But then there was a point in the run where I felt like I need to either go harder, like at 25, 30k, always the stride length of the hamstrings just gets reduced, right? So I was thinking about, do I take out the pace now and keep the heart rate low, or do I push a bit more? And I wanted to go softer, but then I had one of those moments. I was out there on my own, and I was thinking about why I do this. And this will sound very sketchy now and emotional, but I was thinking about finishing the Double Ultra Triathlon in exactly 3 months. So I was imagining myself hitting that finish line. By that time, my now still unborn son will be in this world. And I imagine myself carrying him, having Elena, my wife, on the other side in the hand, and finishing that finish line. And that goes so hard in training if you manage to visualize yourself in that situation, because I was going way harder then. There was no sign about fatigueness or anything, because I think that's the strongest you can do. And if you are able to do this, this is definitely for sure the strongest you can do. But of course you need a reason for yourself, and think about what is exactly the reason I do this, and then visualize yourself in there. That's so strong. Can't wait to show you that exact moment in 3 months. So looking at the marathon, you can see that the training load was quite high. Mostly I was running in an aerobic power zone, some parts in threshold, some parts a bit slower, and my heart rate was at 147, which is a bit higher than I wanted to be at. But like I said, in the end, you can see that I pushed more above that 150, 155 zone. In general, it's still crazy to me that this is a training marathon, as actually last year in the Ironman, this was my finish time. That's very close to my PRs I did last year, and now it's a training marathon. I don't feel fatigue. I don't have any muscle soreness afterwards. One thing I did forget to measure after the marathon was the battery life of the Pace Pro COROS. I hope you just generally believe me here and think that all I say is true here. It did lose more percentage than I thought it will, but just because I'm so amazed by this device already, and with the solar panel, it's just crazy. At the complete day, I was looking after the marathon, so it was definitely then 3.5 hours of GPS usage, which is quite hard on the battery, and I lost 11% on that day. So yeah, I think still good. If you can imagine, you could run every day a marathon for almost 10 days, like a week, and still would be fine on the watch. That's exactly what you need in ultra training. Please always remember, I'm not here to sell you anything. I mean, I'm very happy about the new wearables for myself, and I would never do the video if I can't recommend them. So I will be 100% sure whoever is going to buy one, or in the future when he needs to upgrade, is going to get something from COROS, that he won't regret it. So that's why I feel very comfortable doing this video, even though it's quite new to me as well to have some, sponsorships in it, as I genuinely just want to put out my content. And but yeah, I did that this weekend. I was training anyways, and I just show what I was using. It's just a bit new to me. But yeah, let me know if do you like the vlogs more, where I really just try to document every step how it was, or do you like that I film something and then talk about it later afterwards? To me, this kind of content from today, the video, feels like, dude, I need to think about it so much more than just document. But next days are definitely going to be just documentation of me riding with some other guys in the Dolomites. But yeah, we will meet Zaza again. You remember him from last video. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.